A journey that no one expected, starting from a reunion of old friends, resulting in the fall of a nation. History runs in circles, but to break the cycle, it's simply unheard of.
Matter of fact, I think I'll do that right now. Come on, where is it? Hey, he unmuted.
Yeah, here.
It's like I introduced everybody, and then I introduced you, and you were just like, and I was like,
I forget that even when I deafened, my camera stays on, so the whole time I was doing all this, y'all were watching me. So,
Boy, we were having a grand old time too.
I was like, well, it's all good.
Very interesting.
No big deal. But yeah, Zach is playing Lons Lebec. Say hi, Zach.
hi, Zach. Come on, man, you ran into that one.
I did.
Oh man! So just to kind of get everybody caught up, last week they finally made it through down into the bottom of the lava cave where Lons was able to find and rescue his sister. She's gone back to her island to be with the family, and they have found out the location of next items that they need to find. So we are going to be picking up back on, what was the name of your ship once again, Zane?
Oh crap, you had to ask me.
Oh yes, I absolutely had to ask you. You named it.
I did, and I can't freaking remember what I'm called.
I got you, baby. I got you. Hold on.
Was it the Kaizaku?
The Kaizaku, that's right.
Yeah.
See, I
That's
remember.
what it's called. Yeah, it's all right here. Steel trap. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The wise, dumb paladin remembers.
Give me just a moment.
Dumbest man I know. Or being I know, since you're not really a man.
Half dragon, half bull.
Beast thing. Half dragon, half bull, man thing.
Half dragon, half bull, man thing.
Yeah.
Who is albino?
Who's also albino with goldish skin.
Scales, sir.
Scales.
Yeah, you know how on occasion you go to grab your notes, you want to pull up something specific, and you realize you grabbed the wrong notebook because all your notebooks are red.
No, sir. Don't know what that's like.
That's why Color Notes in my phone is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Gentle reminder that Ventus's wife is named Asona because she has an Asona.
Damn, I never put that together. Holy shit.
So, Jesus Christ.
You know, I'll be looking.
That's how we're
I
starting,
don't
ladies
care.
and gentlemen.
I'll be looking at y'all's butts. I don't care.
Of course you're looking at them. You're a bard. It's what you do.
I'm a butt
I got a
buzz.
lot of it.
Worship that booty.
So, Lons had a conversation with his sister about the location that she was at, and the next morning you guys had one of the reps come and tell you about the location of the next artifact. So at this point, it is the next day. You guys have had this conversation. You're ready to get your day started. What are you guys doing?
I'm in the lab.
Of course you are.
Whenever
All
you
right,
get around to
Lon.
that, just let me know.
Wait.
All right.
I thought Ventus and Zane were in the map room while me and Lon slept in.
Well, we got the report and everything, and then I said I'm going to the lab.
Okay.
That was after we trained.
Well, no.
Yeah, this is the
we did the
following
training
morning.
thing, then we went and then we did all of our.
Not after
you know,
training.
Go ahead.
It wasn't after training. You guys hadn't done your training yet.
We did the training.
We did, yeah. At the
Or
end
you
of-
wait, yeah,
The
you
training,
did train.
And then we went and
we
rested.
trained
and
my
got up the next morning.
astral wall or what? My astral shield, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, managed to
magic shield.
That was the
managed
night.
to kill a trick in the process. Yeah.
That was the night before. That was before you guys went to bed.
Oh yeah.
So, from the moment where the informant came and told you about the next item, the next artifact that you're looking, this is
What are
where
we
you guys
doing
are
after
picking
that?
up from. Yeah, this is where you're picking up from because I believe Lons and Turok were heading towards there. You guys have just finished the meeting.
Yep.
Okay, then I'm not in the lab yet.
Where's your brain at today, dog?
I mean, it's
What ship are we on?
at this point.
The Nebuchadnezzar?
The big one. The big one.
The big one.
Bro, I'm like tripping.
Me too, because in my red notebook is not where my notes were. It was in my teal one, which I have 3 of. I really need to get different colors.
Sharpie, label them.
I would, or that. Yeah, that could work too.
He's like, you trying to tell me there's more colors than just red and teal?
Apparently.
I'm particularly happy with purple. Just saying that out loud.
I mean, in
I
case you didn't notice, I'm kind of fond of a particular color that's similar to teal.
A little bit.
It goes
Now
very
you
well
know
with
which
my
one to
skin.
pick next time.
All
Is it azure?
Oof.
Something like that.
azul.
But all right, so Zane, you said you're gonna head off. Have you guys talked
unless
to?
they show up, so
Yeah, well, they showed up right at the end of the meeting, so this is a chance for you guys to tell them what you found out. The island, by the way, is Stayfall.
Dayfall is the one that we found out about the other place
Yes.
with lizard men.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember the lizard men. There's lizard men that are very aggressive there.
Well, I guess once we finished the meeting, after we found out about Stayfall, Zane was headed to the lab, and Ventus was headed to go wake Turok and Lons up.
No, Turok was handed a giant basket of food. Remember?
Yeah. But I'm still on my way, so
Oh yeah.
basically Ventus is trying to head our way to try and wake us up and relay information to us.
All right, so Ventus, we're gonna start with you.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess I just left the map room or the war room or whatever it's called.
Okay.
Pulling up my character sheet. So, what do I see? Do I bump into Turok or what am I doing?
Yeah, on your way down the hall, you'll definitely bump into Turok.
All right. Is he holding anything in his hands?
A giant
Giant food
basket of
basket
food.
that's already half eaten.
Okay. What's left in there? Oh Lord. Oh, I thought the cops was outside my house. Okay. What do I see left in the basket?
Well, let's see. Let's see
What
how.
was in the basket? I don't know. I just said I was just gonna eat it.
Yeah. Well, as far as what's left in the basket, he immediately started just shoveling food into his mouth. So,
like po' boys, or was it like fruit, or what?
it was fruit and cheese and various meats, some breads.
I just reach in there and grab a little cheese wheel.
Okay.
I just grab a cheese wheel. I'm like, and I take a bite, and I'm like, oh, we're about to go to Stayfall. I'm gonna go find Lawns, and then I just keep walking. Just no explanation whatsoever.
Okay.
Wait, where's Zane? Where's Zane?
Lab, I think.
You should have. That's what I'm saying. You should have known that. I probably
Okay.
told you I was going that way.
I was hungry, bro. I just woke up. I was eating some cheese.
Alright, Torak's gonna head to the lab while finishing off the rest of the basket, I guess.
All right.
Might
So-
leave a couple of pieces of bread for Zane.
All right. All right. So, Ventus, you're going to continue on down the hall till you get to Lawns' quarters.
I walk up with a cheese wheel with like 4 or 5 bites out of it, like little teeth marks, and I knock on Lonza's door. Hey,
All right.
you awake in there?
Skyrim.
I wake up with like one eye open, and I summon unknown servant to go open the door for me.
Okay. So, you hear the door handle turn and the door opens up. Lawns is still in bed.
Is his back facing me or what?
He's invisible.
No,
No,
I'm
no,
talking
no.
No, he's talking about you.
Oh yeah, certainly.
back's facing me, like facing the wall or whatever. I walk in, I see his back, and I got like, I got this shoot on cheese wheel, and I'm like, unknown servant, got it. Hey, we're about to go to Stayfall. You hungry?
I summon unknown servant to grab the cheese wheel out of his hands and bring it to me.
So this cheese wheel is suddenly snatched out of your hand, and you see it kind of float over towards Lawns.
I'm like, what the?
By the way, didn't you have like a plate of food that was brought to you last night that you probably still haven't eaten? 'Cause you were
Yeah,
passed out?
it's
Probably.
still sitting on his
I wouldn't know.
still
I'm
sitting on
just
his room
waking up.
table. Yep. But he definitely knows there's cheese.
Can I see if there's some food on his table by him?
Yes, as a matter of fact, you see there's a glass of milk sitting there.
I want that.
And it looks like there's some pancakes, a little bit of syrup on top. Got an apple.
Okay, I take my knife out and I poke through 2 pancakes and grab the apple and walk out. I'll be like, all right, I'll see you down there. I'll leave and I start eating the pancakes off my dagger, and I'm like polishing the apple.
Just kind of rubbing it on your chest.
Yeah, just cleaning it, and I'm chewing. I'm like taking bites out of the pancake around my knife. I'm like, well, whatever. Weird
And just
breakfast, I guess.
Can I help you with something?
Yeah. Just well, I'll let you have the cheese. I just took some pancakes off your nightstand. I don't know. You can have the rest. I don't even know what's on the plate. Whatever, you can have it.
What a gentleman you are. Thanks.
Hey, bro, what are friends for?
So, as he takes a big bite of his pancake and exits the door, Lawns, you've now got the cheese wheel next to your face with the unknown servant hold it in front of you. As you reach out to grab it, you have a vision.
Oh boy.
Dude, is this cheese giving me trauma?
Maybe. Maybe.
Ventus, I hope
Okay.
you're watching as
Hey,
this cheese makes me go cross-eyed and I drool and foam at the mouth just from reaching
Hey,
for it.
if you're trying to show a vision, all you see is a little speckle around it.
It's because he's the only one that can see it.
Okay. So all we see is. So he can see the whole thing?
He can see it. Yep.
Okay, good.
All I can
was just
see
making
is
sure.
the circle. Looks like I'm looking through a toilet paper roll.
Hold on. It should. Are you seeing the whole thing?
Nope.
Oh,
Oh, gotta love the technical difficulties.
Yep. Every time it tries to load something on Foundry.
All right, hit refresh.
Loading vision.
And there we go again.
Maybe if I zoom
Are
in
you-
real hard.
No, you should be able to, because you're the only character in this scene, so you
Okay,
should be able
so
to
I'm
see it.
zooming in hella hard, and what I can see, I can sort of make it out, if that helps.
All right.
It
Well,
looks like
I'm
I'm
gonna do.
in a graveyard of some sort.
I'm going to do this, and hopefully it'll show you. This is what you see. I'm sharing it in Discord.
yeah.
So, as you're laying there, you're kind of get this headache, and you see this floating in your vision. You feel yourself moving and looking around, and you feel like this might be the place that your sister had described to you. You getting a good visual?
I'm
Yes.
getting Bloodborne vibes, is what I'm getting. Out of character, obviously. I don't see nothing, but
Yeah.
I'm just talking about, like, it reminds me of Bloodborne.
All right. So after a few minutes of this happening, your headache finally goes away, and you kind of start to snap back. Now, this is information that you can get up and share with the group, or it's information you can hold on to.
Ventus, I can't very well explain this, but you can have your cheese back.
And
I
I'm
don't.
like,
Okay, so you're gonna leave your room and go to the war room where he went back to?
Oh, I didn't know he left. Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah,
he had
remember I said it. He takes a bite of the pancake as he leaves your room.
Didn't hear that part.
oh yeah.
Okay, well, then I'm most certainly going to go and find the gang and go tell them what just happened.
Alrighty. So we're gonna hop over to Zane. You're in your lab.
Okay, can we kill the creepy music, please?
No.
No,
The lab's not creepy, man. It's
You
very
can mute
hygienic.
it. You can mute it in the tab
Like, yeah,
right
where-
next to the
where-
emblem part. If you go to the tab of it, to the left where it says Foundry Virtual Tabletop, you should have a microphone that you can mute.
Oh, the what now?
The tab that you have Foundry open on,
Yeah.
right
You should-
besides the emblem.
at the
Oh,
very top of your tab should have a little,
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
audio picture. You should just click on it. It'll mute it.
how doesn't it do it? Mute site. I'm just gonna. Yeah. Okay. Bam. Got it. Google Chrome like just was like, okay, dude.
Yeah, apparently
Uh,
Discord freezes every time that screen changes or tries to load.
Yeah.
Even
all
though
I
I
know
still
that
have
with
internet
being
access all throughout and everything.
What's that?
Even though it still shows I have internet access and all that throughout the entire thing, but video connected right there in Discord is like, oh, full bore? Oh, you trying to load something? Nothing.
Yeah, it's the ancient technology that we're working.
Yeah.
It wasn't made yesterday. Anyway, Zane,
Right.
you're in your lab. What are you working on?
Well, a couple of things. I've got my staff working with me, and they're working on the ship and trying to make sure that everything is, or like the sprite.
Okay.
They're working on the designs for the sprite to see if they can come up with a better way to combat the power issues.
Okay.
And I've been trying to work with them on that. Had some people working through the night and also working this morning, like working in shifts.
All right.
So they've been working with that, and I'm coming in to kind of check on their progress. And I'm also coming in to work on a personal project.
Okay.
The personal project is the one that I talked to you about, the one where I've like been looking at the spear and trying to
Okay.
figure out exactly how it works and which mechanisms do what.
Okay. Give me an insight. Give me an insight check.
Okay.
You're
Well, come
fairly
on, this sucker was right on the freaking edge there.
you're fairly familiar with weapons design, so
Yeah, but for some reason, like the dang thing just kind of rolled the dice kind of rolled on its edge a little bit and stopped. Like it was about to go on the 18, but it stopped on the 2. Or it says it was the 2, but it was like literally the 18 was facing up. But it says it was the 2. And so can I like re-roll or something? Because that was some bullshit. Beyond fucked me on that.
yeah. This is why I prefer physical dice.
Yep.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, come on. That roll was the re-roll was a 17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're fairly familiar with design, like I said, and you managed to figure out where you need to put the different mechanics that you're wanting to use to make it do what you want it to do.
Okay.
It's going to take you several hours to be able to actually do it because you're going to have to grab some of your staff and get them to help with some of the soldering, and you've got the runes that you got to be able to implement, everything else. What all are you wanting this thing to do?
Okay, so I'm kind of wanting it to be like a bracer, like on the right arm. I'm
Okay.
wanting the spear portion of it, the head of it, to be able to eject on its own and go out to its full length.
Okay.
And be able to retract. And I'm also wanting it to be able to detach from the arm if I need to, so I can use the whole weapon if I have to, because it does have the returning function also.
Okay.
So
what is the current range of the staff? 10 foot, 30 foot,
30 foot.
20
I
foot?
want to. I'm gonna
It's
double
got
check.
Yeah, double check the range on it for me, like its actual reach.
30-foot reach, and if I wanted to throw it, it has like 120-foot ranged attack. Like I could throw it for 120 feet.
Okay.
I think that's what that means. And it has the return rune.
Yeah, 120 feet is its maximum range, which means this thing's got some weight on it. All right. So, like I said, it's going to take you several hours. You're going to have to grab some of your employees and get them to come in there and give you a hand with everything, because you're going to have to get You're going to have to get it broke down into sections and collapsible, the whole nine. while you're doing this, I need you to give me 3 D100 rolls.
Okay.
Give me the totals.
First one was an 88.
Okay.
Second one really should have been better as a 15.
Oof. All right. And your third?
Oh, come on. Third one was a 17. That sucks.
Okay. So
Do that. Isn't there like a fucking knowledge check or something I can do rather than 3 D100s?
no, so this is actually your success of making this. You do make it. However, it's going to be a while before you can come back to make any adjustments because now you're going to have to use it in the field. It's going to have some surprises for you in the field.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Fucking perfect. Fucking perfect. I love this. I love being this artificer that just I'm blaming it on like the ship and shit. I'm gonna be like, damn it, man! If I was in my lab back at home.
All right, so we're gonna get over. We're gonna get back over to Lawns. Lawns, you have found Ventus. What are you describing to him?
So, man, not long after you left, I had a vision. It just came to me. It felt like a dream, but my eyes were wide awake. Felt like I was roaming through some sort of cemetery. I don't know. Like it was a very ominous feeling. I felt like whatever, for whatever reason I was there, it wasn't a good reason.
From eating
And
cheese?
man, let's just hope that's not what it was. But I don't know.
Bro, because I ate it. I ate some of it. I was fine.
Well, the point, it wouldn't have been a big deal, but everything that I saw was everything that Maria described to me as something she saw where she went. The place that the Baylorette Center was very similar to what she described in my vision. So what
Oh,
she
shit.
saw, I'm also seeing now. And I have no reason to believe that this is supposed to happen. I don't know why it's happening, but
Man.
I just figured I should share that. She shared that with me in confidence, and now I'm seeing the vision too. So I'm not entirely sure what that means for us or anyone.
I mean, did you see anything that looked threatening or?
No, like I said, it was a presence thing. I felt like I was there, and it wasn't for a good reason.
Like an out of body experience, kind of?
I guess you could say that. I felt like I was just kind of aimlessly roaming through some sort of cathedral. Very ominous crows. You know, I had clear visions of all the gravestones out there. I don't know, it's kind of haunting.
No, I mean, I'm interested. Did it look like well kept, or was it?
No,
Was
it
it
definitely
like?
felt outdated for sure. Very Gothic architecture, the works.
I wonder if we can ask about. I wonder if we can ask about. Maybe we can ask about maybe dilapidated graveyards around the island we're going to. Maybe we'll be able to ask around and see what we can find.
And Stayfall?
Yeah, Stayfall, the island. I wonder if we can ask around Stayfall and see if anybody knows, because there can't be that many dilapidated graveyards on Stayfall, surely. I mean, that should at least narrow it down. Maybe someone knows what we're talking about. I mean, I believe you. That's insane. But I mean, if we have information to go on, we need to take advantage of it because, I mean, who knows what they're planning on doing? You know.
I mean, I agree. I don't know what to do with this information other than share it.
Well, I think you did good with that. I think we should let's bring it to Zane and Turok and maybe we can devise a plan. I kind of want to get Zane's opinion on it. I want to see if he knows anything about this dilapidated area and what significance it might hold.
All right. So you know that Turok had gone looking for Zane. So we're gonna jump over to you, Turok. You walk in to the lab, and you can see Zane meticulously working on something as usual. Anytime he's in there.
People are pretty much going all around that place.
Um,
I've also got a team researching the artifact that we've already got.
okay, we'll get to them in a little bit. So you see him working on something, you're not really sure what it is. Take it from here. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna take my time, look around while heading to Zhang, while still eating out of the basket, saving him a couple of pieces of bread and fruit and whatever. I'm gonna slowly, just look around while making my way towards just see what all everybody's working on.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up behind and be like, "Hey, buddy, what did I miss?"
And Zane's gonna be like he's got a device that's sitting there, and it's like a small seeing apparatus, like to where he's able to look a little bit closer. Not a microscope, but it's something to help him look closer, like a viewfinder that's got different little lenses all over the place on it. And he's just flicking through the lenses and getting it close enough, backing off, getting it close enough, and I'm just looking
Muttering,
at it, be like,
muttering, like,
kind
nope, not the right one.
no, that's not it. That's shit. Like, and and I'm like sitting there and I'm like trying to work this one little part of the apparatus, and I'm like, okay, time to test it out real quick, and I push it just to see if it actually goes out, and you see the spearhead just kind of blink in that direction, and it kind of shoots kind of towards you, and it actually. Well, you tell me what it does. Does it actually work that one time that I try it, or no?
It goes about 5 feet.
Okay, that's not 30. Shit.
Dude, that is wicked.
And I'm like,
So, does that? Where does that go? Where does that fit? It shoots at. Was it go on the wrist, the arm, forearm, what?
And I actually pick it up, and I put the bracer on my arm, and I'm like, it kind of goes. It's supposed to go like this, and I latch it to it, and I'm like, it's supposed to be like this thing, and so I've kind of got it there. And I'm like, yeah, and like, and whenever I do this, and then I click it back, and and I'm like, switch. I'm trying to see if it actually does it this time.
Okay, so you said you got, what direction is your arm facing?
Kind of up and towards
Up at an angle?
open air. Yeah, up at an angle, and
Okay. This time when you say, when I do this, it shoots straight into the ceiling.
it's not supposed to go that far.
That's a long way.
And then I get it, and then I try to retract it back.
Okay, so when you do the return, it comes right back to you.
Oh, and I'm like, and I'm looking to see like just how much damage actually occurred here.
So you can see the impact point where the head of it went into the ceiling, and it's the exact shape of the end.
Okay, and what about the end of the spear? Is it still good?
Still good.
Okay. Didn't fuck up the end of the spear.
Imagine if you open palm, strike somebody, and then activate that. Would it have enough power to go straight through that person?
I don't. I mean, I think, but I'm not entirely sure. It's mainly I'm gonna try and use it for surprise attacks and things like that.
I mean, it would be a surprise attack.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
Right.
wouldn't want to, like randomly just flick my wrist back and be like, "So, how are you guys doing?" And then just, have this thing shoot off into somebody. So I was like, apparently it's got some kinks to work out, and I'm just kind of.
Don't give me ideas.
I did it.
How much weight could it support?
Wait, could it
For-
support?
For what exactly? What are we talking about here?
Might be thinking of using it like a grapple hook, maybe?
It's
To
not
get out of a
that-
really sticky situation?
It's a fighting weapon, not a
not
lifting
a-
unit.
Could be versatile.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
versatile
I'd
in
have to.
fighting. It's not going to hold your ass.
Well, I know
Yeah.
that.
Though the 1-ton freak alligator with hair.
And a bullhead. But I don't. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna work like that. It's mainly gonna be a weapon.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyways,
for when the gun isn't an option, you know what I'm saying? I like to have other options.
right. Anyways, I understood that y'all met in the map room, correct? Going
yeah.
over.
Yeah, we've had some updates on the situation, and I'm like, we've got a new area that we're considering being our next area of operations, the island of Stayfall.
Right.
Supposed to have an aggressive lizard man population that we're gonna have to worry about.
Ugh.
I know. I'm not really too sure about that, but I mean, if they give us too many problems, then I guess meat's on the menu.
Speaking of, there was leftover Drake meat in here, but all I got left is bread and fruit. If you want some.
I'll eat later, and
Okay.
I kind of take this bracer off of my arm for a second and put it back on the stand to see if I can start trying to fix a little bit of the issues that are going on here.
And I'll set the basket a little bit further down on the desk.
Just in case the spear just randomly goes off again.
All right, so a few minutes later, Ventus and Lange, you guys walk in to the lab, and you can kind of see some dust and particles falling from the ceiling. You see Turok and Zane standing there talking and looking at a gauntlet while they just discuss what was talked about at the war table. Which one of you is talking first?
I believe it's Alon's.
All right. So, Lange, you're up first.
Guys, I think I got something important to tell you guys, but it looks like you're kind of in the middle of something. So, just let me know if it's okay to talk here.
And I'm like, well, let me. And then I've got like one of my tools, and I'm just about to poke at something, and I'm like, better not do that while the. And I go ahead and I set it down. I'm like, yes.
I was saying it's important, bro.
Well, I mean, I don't want to, like lose my focus for a second and then land it like randomly, impale somebody. So
No, it's probably a good idea, but this is
let me-
way important. Anyway, sorry, Lance. Go ahead.
Can I help you?
At that point, I pick up the basket, hand it to Zane, eat.
Ah,
And I'm just looking at it like, I said I'll
You
do it
forget
in a
to
minute,
eat
and I
some-
set it back down.
And I know you forget to.
There's like a
And I'm
small
like-
piece of Black Forest ham left, and he's like,
But he said that there was bread and fruit, so I'm like, eh.
Yeah. The meat's gone.
yeah.
So anyway,
All right, so go ahead, Lange.
right after we returned from the fight with the Baylor, Maria described to me the place that he kind of snapped her to right before the encounter with him, and she seemed kind of shaken up by it. But just this morning, right after I spoke with Ventus, I had a vision It literally just came to me out of nowhere, and what I saw was almost exactly what she described to me. And she told me this in confidence, but I feel like now it's probably the best time to let you guys know. I have no answers for this, but what I saw was some old rundown cathedral. It was at nighttime. I saw no person, no creatures of any sort. I was just kind of aimlessly roaming, but the feeling I got was of dread. Like the reason that I was there was not a good thing. I'm not entirely sure why I saw what I did, but visions aren't things that happen to me, so I feel like this might be important. So take what you will from that information.
So it was a cathedral, and there was you said there was like a graveyard or something, or?
That's correct. It was all attached, is all adjacent to the cathedral. And I was just kind of roaming the outside of it. Like I wasn't actually inside the cathedral. I was just outside of it.
He
Felt
also
like
mentioned
perpetually.
Yeah, he also mentioned that it seemed dilapidated as well, if that helps you in your deduction.
Okay. It doesn't sound like that was any place that we had heard about on Stayfall. Like that's not what our source told us about it. If we need to, I guess we can go back and talk to the chieftain and see if she knows of anything else regarding that particular location.
Are they pretty familiar with all of the islands in Eden String?
I mean,
For the most
they've
part.
lived here for a lot longer than what we have, so.
Question: did crap, I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. And Darren mention anything like this when he was telling me about the Eden Strings a while back?
No.
No? Okay. Because I remember one of the guys was in a cathedral type building that had the crown.
Well, it seems like we might have hit a wall that Zane doesn't even really know much about it. I mean, we're gonna kind of have to stick to the locals, to be honest. We'll have to. We have no choice.
I mean, the last time that I've done any research about the Eden String was whenever we had just gotten through talking to the kid about the crown and everything. So during the year that the year that I was working and everything and trying to get everything to a certain point, and I went on my little excursions, I didn't really get much more information outside of what I have.
Well, I think for now the best bet is just to move forward with what we're doing. Check out Skyfall, and if anything rings a bell, maybe I'll be able to remember. But,
yeah, and I mean I can always drop down real quick and go see the chieftain again and see if there's any further information that she might be able to offer us too.
Yeah.
I'll accompany you with that.
About this time, you guys hear one of the alarms going off on the ship that signifies that someone has entered the ship that doesn't belong there.
The frack. And so you see me like literally just draw a void breaker, and I'm like, okay, looks like it's gonna be one of those days. And you see me spin the cylinder, and I'm like, all right. And so I'm actually radioing the bridge and seeing if anybody's got any updates for me.
When you go to radio the bridge, when you go to radio the bridge, you hear a panicked voice say, "Nobody's been able to hit him. He came out of nowhere through a portal, and he's demanding to speak to Turok."
Demanding?
Who are we talking about?
We have no idea who he is, but he's a red dragonborn.
Oh, I was about to say, there's only one guy coming through portals that I know of, and I thought he was dead. I was.
Red
I thought-
Dragonborn. Oh boy. Well, it's like, well, if you can get them to calm down for 2 seconds, we'll be there. This is all happening on the bridge.
As you say that, you hear another voice come over the intercom. I'm waiting.
Well, good, because we're on our way.
Yeah, be there in a minute, homie. Stay right there.
You hear a muffled, almost like someone just had the wind choked out of them.
Oh fuck! I hope that
And
was
then-
the people.
And then you hear the talkie hit the ground.
Great. Well,
Zane, did he say over? Did he say over? No.
Yeah, dog.
Nope,
I didn't
you
hear
can-
over.
You guys can still hear everything that's going on at the bridge. You can hear swords clashing. You can hear shots being fired,
It's like, oh,
yelling.
and I'm like, okay, guys, I guess if you've got your weapons, let's.
yeah,
let's go.
my swords is already out and on fire.
I didn't know if
I
anybody
don't-
actually had their stuff or not, but
Yeah.
I think
I
your
don't
sword has herpes.
recall knowing a red dragonborn.
Sorry?
If not, it's about to.
Yeah.
I think we're about to go get very, very acquainted. Yeah, acquainted is a good word.
It's a good thing I just ate. Let's go.
All right, so it doesn't take you guys long to get up to the bridge, and when you get up there, you see that pretty much every member of your bridge crew is unconscious. There are 2 dead.
Oh fuck.
Dead. You're
Dead.
killing my crew now.
And the Dragonborn is standing there holding one of them, and he's got him by the throat. Still alive, and he looks over and sees you.
And I'm already cocking the hammer back on my gun like, you better put him down.
It says, pull the trigger and you kill us all.
Kill us all?
Elaborate.
He tosses your bridge crew member off to the side like a rag doll. 0 effort. And he walks over. So when you guys walk in, are you going 2 and 2? You kind of spread out? You in a line?
I was running straight at him. That's what I was doing. I was just running straight for him.
I mean, so the hallway coming up, you'd only be able to go 2-2, but once you enter the room, do you guys...
I assume we
Fan
spread
out? Okay.
Yeah, I would assume I would assume we would probably fan out
right.
based on what the guy said, because he said nobody can touch him, so we were trying to like
Touch
I
it.
Okay.
picture us going through the hallway and like trying to get around him.
All right, so Ventus, are you continuing towards him, or are you stopping?
I'm veering off to the right to try to catch him off guard off by the side.
Okay. As you veer off to the right, he completely ignores you and keeps moving forward in the direction of Turok.
Okay, I'm trying to get to a more advantageous position. So I haven't run in on him yet, but I'm trying to get to a vantage point to where I know he's surrounded before I move. Like
Okay. Let's see.
All I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, if you could, like, not be a hostile bastard and just stay still for a second and talk to us.
As he walks past you, he lifts his hand up to you and says, "Be silent," and walks right up to
God,
Turok.
Will, this is my damn ship.
And I go immediately in defensive stance.
As you get into your stance, he stops in front of you and crosses his arms. And he says, "You're the one that's supposed to take."
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Because I didn't stutter. You're supposed to take the crown?
Zane,
What
what's your read
crown?
on this guy?
He's a dick, is what my read is.
All right.
Good answer.
Hold on, I'm
What
about to
crown?
do something.
He kind of leans in and you see him kind of tilt his head back as he takes in a deep breath. He goes, and you're mixed. Not even a pureblood. Sickens to me to see fur on a dragon.
Fuck this dick.
And he turns around, he looks at Zane, and just kind of looks down. Looks back up at your eyes and goes, Sanguine Sage. My ass. And then he looks at Lawns.
I'm like, do me,
I mean,
do me.
As Lawns is doing that, he looks. No.
No.
Continues on his path
Yeah.
with his back turned to all of you, and he says, what exactly do you think you're going to accomplish here?
Fire rune at his ankles, the fire shackles. Can I roll for that?
Go for it.
All right.
I don't like
What
how
a-
he said roll for it.
It's not gonna work. He's a red
mean, it's-
dragon.
This is going to be resistant at best, but
Yep.
Yeah, but it still shackles his feet. All right,
Go for it, champ.
that's fine. Come on, baby. What am I rolling? A D20?
Yeah.
Straight 20 or any modifiers?
Well, it's a surprise, so roll with advantage.
All right. Okay, I'm glad you said that because the first one I rolled was an 8, but I just hit a nat 20. I hit
Alright,
a nat
so
20 on that.
with that, you see the flames come up and you see the shackles wrap around his ankles, and you see him very slowly lower his head to look at his ankles. And you see him lift his hand and look at. You can't tell what's in his hand, but you can tell there's something there. And suddenly he's behind you and he whispers into your ear, pathetic.
How the fuck can you run with shackles on your feet?
he didn't run. I think he blinked.
He's a portal
Ah.
user.
He puts his hand on your back and kind of moves you off to the side to walk past you.
With no shackles on his feet, by the way, I'm pretty sure.
None. The
Okay.
shackles are still right where you cast them.
And I'm looking at him and I'm looking at him like, all right, Big Dick Larry, what are we doing? Is you just here to flex or what?
How many of you assholes are we gonna have in this fucking thing? That's all you're gonna hear Zane say is like, how many of you assholes are we gonna have to fuck with just to try and stop the world from ending?
Zane, it's been a minute, but I agree with you. Why does everybody have to be a dickhead? Why can't they just all be nice?
I mean, at least
Yeah,
we can
good luck
fucking
with
talk
that.
about this. Is what is all you're gonna hear Zane say.
At the comment of how many of you do we have to deal with to stop a freaking war, he turns around and says, "I'm not here to stop you."
Then why are you killing our people?
They
I've
swung
got 2 crew
first.
members dead, and I'm like,
So
As
just
you
guys
say, hold on.
teleport.
As you say, you've got 2 crew members dead. He points at both of them, and says, "That one shot at me when I walked in, and that one threw a knife at me. Self-defense."
and I'm like,
He makes a fair
you
point.
kind of showed up out of the freaking blue. You could have said, "Hold up, I don't mean to hurt anybody," but instead you just portaled in and just demanded that you speak to us. That's not exactly the way to go about trying to get try to be nice.
Well, the demand came after I killed them. They attacked before I could say anything. Which I will give you credit for. At least your crew was on their toes. I am sorry, boss.
We're also being rude. Sir, what is your name?
We're being
You'll get that in a moment.
I just don't understand why you couldn't just teleport around it. Like you've been clowning us, and we're the strongest people on this ship. That's what I'm
I
trying to
didn't.
figure out.
I knew they would be no challenge.
If none of them are going to be a threat, then why kill them?
Fair.
They shot first.
Hate to admit it, but he's giving me Ventus clone vibes here.
All right, fuck it, and I sheathe my sword. Ain't no point.
And
No, there
he looks
isn't.
back at you, Ventus, and he says,
Vince.
he looks back at Ventus and says, "Son of the Iron Wall, duplicate of the skies. Really thought you'd be stronger."
And you see Zane kind of just raising the barrel of his gun to kind of tap his lips like, And I'm like, you know a hell of a lot about us.
And
We
who
know
are you
nothing
again?
about you.
so, can I just like walk up to him with my weapon sheathed? Like, I just want to walk up to him and look him in the
Okay.
face. I walk
Okay.
up to him and I just have my weapon sheathed and everything. I'm just looking at him and I say, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get a rise out of me, but I'm not the same kid I was. I don't move specifically on emotion, so you're gonna have to try a little harder if you're trying to get a rise out of me.
He kind of chuckles at you and says, "Try to get a rise out of you, the former captain of the Eden Guard. What a joke. Why would I try to get a rise out of someone who's not even his whole self anymore?"
Well, you tell me.
Yeah,
And
Ventus.
does this kind of throw any flashbacks to all the stuff that
It
Zane-
absolutely does.
So what all do I know at this point? Or
You
you
have a flood of information coming to you of Eden Guards,
Mm-hmm.
and you recognize him. He was the one who did all the work for Ventus when he was a whole person. And he did it with pride, and he did it without question. And when Ventus disappeared, you see the vision of Ventus disappearing again. And then you see him just randomly this dragonborn. You see him randomly appearing in different places, different worlds, different areas amongst those worlds. Almost like he's panicked trying to find him. And then you see another vision of him standing not far from Cost the Destroyer.
That's what I was trying to think of.
Okay.
And you get this sense from his point of view that he knows better than to touch that crown himself. But now he knows where the crown is. And then you see a vision of him staring at Ventus's twin. And you get this sense of pride when he's watching him and how he's developing and how strong he's getting and how accurate and precise he is with his actions, his movements, his decisions. And the last thing you see is a vision of the clan leader talking to him and giving him a bow.
Like Turok's clan leader?
Yep.
Okay. Is a name coming to my brain?
The name that comes to mind. Hold on. Uprahora.
Uprahora?
Uprohora.
And that's kind of what you're going to hear me mutter out. I'm actually going to kind of just be like, Uprahora?
He takes one massive step in your direction, plants his foot, grabs the front of your jacket, and pulls you close and says, "How do you know that name?"
And I mean, Zane's gonna just kind of like have that dead stare, that that 1,000-yard stare. And
All right, the three of you see this is, and since you guys have heard the screams and everything since initial interaction with him, this is the first time you've seen him drop any kind of charade whatsoever, and you can feel this just dead seriousness coming off of this dragonborn. You get this feeling of, if he doesn't get the right answer, he might kill Zane.
Unsheath my dagger.
I'm still in defensive stance.
Lons?
I'm just sitting this one out. I'm enjoying the show at this point.
I'm this close to using my frost rune on him.
Alright, so Zane, you've got that 1,000-yard stare going on. You can see it in his eyes that he has no idea how the hell you know his name. Because you shouldn't.
I mean, right, but all I'm gonna be able to do is just be able to look him in his eyes, and he should be able to see like that deep knowing vibe like within my eyes. I'm like, you have no idea of the depths that I went to try and stop this calamity.
He exhales and takes in a massive breath, as if he's taking in the smell of your aura. And you can actually kind of feel your own aura, not necessarily leaving you, but you can feel it kind of lifting up.
Okay.
He lets go of you and takes a step back. How did you gain this knowledge?
I'm trying to remember the guy's name right now.
Hold on. I have it written down.
It's the other two
gift
guard that were there.
from the blacksmith people.
Right.
Can't remember
I'm
that.
trying to remember what the gentleman's name was.
Thought I had it written down. Maybe I don't.
Sombro.
Okay, well,
There it
You
is.
have Ely and Sombro.
and I'm like, one of your fellow Eden Guard imparted me with the knowledge of all that has happened.
The same one who turned me into a half dragon.
He says, what Edengard have you met?
2, actually.
Who?
Do we want to tell them?
And
Or
I-
do
and
we
I'm-
also
and I'm
want to
like,
tell them that we killed Nino?
Well, as much as I mean, I would think that that's probably already reached his ears, but the only thing I'm going to say is I'm not sure I can trust you with that information.
Says, if you know my name, then you knew my
Then I knew your what? I'm sorry, you cut out.
role.
I know better than I look. My eyes kind of shoot it in Venice's direction, and I'm like, and then I look back at you, and I'm like, I know better than a lot of people might know.
Then you know that despite what you see amongst you with your comrades, my trust is solid. My trust
And I'm like,
for you to trust, guaranteed.
and I'm like, Stombro is the one that imparted me with the things that I know.
And he turns to you, Turok, and he says, Umbra?
Mm-hmm. It was right after we defeated Nino. They showed us who they really were. Sombro and Ely.
Ely. Of course it
Or
was
Eli.
Ely.
I pull both of my swords out and lay them out in front of me, and I say, "These were gifts from them also."
When he looks at it, he says, "Yes, I recognize their work." He walks over to the two dead bodies. And Lons, I need you to give me a perception check.
Alright, give me 1 second. Let's see. Just go with 16.
16?
Yeah.
You see him turn his hand over again, and you see these two cards just appear out of nowhere, and he sets the cards on the two dead bodies. And the bodies absorb them. And the two crewmates sit up alive.
Okay.
And
Staring at him in absolute fear. And he tells them, "It's okay. You get a second chance." He stands up, turns around to you as a group, and says, "The rest will wake up soon enough. Do you have a place that we can converse?"
and I'm like, yeah, there's the war room just downstairs, and I'm like, and I'm like, if you'll permit me, and then I say I'd like to call my infirmary team to come and help out here on the bridge.
You have my word, no more harm will come to your teams.
Is the alarm
And
still
then-
going off?
Yes.
Yeah,
So I
I'm gonna
actually-
be like,
I walk-
Zane, might want to shut off the alarm.
I'm actually walking over to the console right now to do that.
I'm surprised
So-
nobody else showed up. Like, where is everybody else?
I'm pretty sure, like, if they did, they probably showed up to our backs, you know. But I'm
I'm glad you said something. Roll me a
They probably
perception.
thought it was a drill.
All right.
They probably thought it was a drill.
I'm
It's like,
gonna
nah,
use
screw
I'm
it.
gonna use my passive.
Okay.
Passive for 18.
Yeah.
I rolled a 16 plus 5,
would
so
roll.
that'd be a 21.
Yeah. And Turak?
15.
Okay. So, Lons, you had already noticed this, because you would have noticed this about the same time you noticed the cards. Aside from the entrance that you guys came in from, all the other entrances where somebody could have gotten there from have been sealed off by this black watery liquid.
What the hell? More shit.
And
Shit I can't
he-
fucking look.
he walks over to you and he shows you a card that's in his hand, Zane. And he says, "It's a nifty trick, isn't it?" And he taps it on your forehead. And right when he does that, he waves the card and it disappears. And so does the black liquid covering those holes. And you can see the vast majority of your crew down these multiple corridors that were blocked off.
What
And
the?
I'm like, and I actually go ahead and I raise my hand to my neck and I tap on the thing and I'm like, security team, stand down. And like I walk over to the console and I kill the alarm. And then I go ahead and I flick a couple of other switches and I open a channel to the infirmary. And I'm like, infirmary team, you're needed on the bridge. And then I close that channel and I open a one to the whole ship. And I say, all teams, stand down, situation normal, and then I resume operations.
All right. He says, I'm assuming some of you will want to be behind me because you don't quite trust me. So, Zane, if you will lead me in the direction of the war.
And
Quick question: are you hungry?
He reaches behind him, pulls out a pouch, and you see him pull this massive thigh that's been cooked out of his bag, and he says, "No, but you look hungry," and he throws it to you.
I forgot. And
I
I pull out the apple
graciously
out of my bag.
I was like, cafeteria's still up and running, and they still got some leftover meat. I was gonna offer some to you, but thank you.
I'm like,
I start
reaching
chowing down on it.
So when you bite into it, just before you bite into it, you catch a, and you know that this is nothing that could have been found on your home continent. It's not from these islands. It's not of this world. And it is the sweetest with a light hint of salt flavor of meat that you've ever had.
Ah, damn, this is some serious gourmet shit.
So,
Anyway,
Zane, you're leading them?
yeah, Zane's just shaking his head and just kind of walking off in the direction of the stairwell to lead
Guys,
down.
I think we can trust him.
I'm not even. I'm
Not even acknowledging it.
no, not even a little bit. I'm just like, mm-mm.
Well, after a few minutes, you guys manage to get to the room, and he says, "Where would you like me to sit?"
And then I go ahead and I offer him one of the main seats, kind of in the middle of the table. And then I
Okay.
take the seat at the head of one side.
All right. So he takes his seat, and he waits for the rest of you to be seated, and he says, "So I'm assuming some of you, if not all of you, might have questions. Let's get your questions out of the way first. Which one of you wants to go first?"
I guess I'll start us off, and I'm like, so, Mr. Uprahora, we're here on the Eden String trying to unlock the mysteries of the crown and to see if we can stop the calamity that's trying to rear its head at us.
That I am aware of. I know there's artifacts on these islands that you're probably looking for because you're going to need them. Crown.
We're trying to use them to. I honestly would rather use them to get rid of the crown altogether if it can help our world, but I'm not sure if that's the answer that we need. I need, and I'm like, as much as I know, I need to know more.
The curse of knowledge.
Well, I'm just kind of like, you can see something kind of coming over Zane, and I mean, like, and his left hand is literally just kind of scratching at his temple, and it's just like, if I can comprehend that there's something that I can do, and if I can just grasp it. I feel like I'm always grasping at straws.
Give me a perception check.
Everybody, or just
okay. Just saying.
It'll end up being a 14.
14. You see almost a hint of a grin kind of run across his face, ever so subtly and fast. And he leans towards you and says, "There is something you can do. They're not going to like it,
I just kind of you see him, you see that look in his eyes again, and you're just like, I'm just like, what is it that I need to do?
So he reaches in underneath of his armor and he pulls out another piece of artifact and sets it on the table. Says, pretty sure this is what you were going to be looking for in Stayfall. I was hoping to meet you before you got there, so you waste your time.
And so I'm looking it over. What am I looking at?
It looks like it's similar to the artifact that you had already had, and it looks like it interlocks with the other piece. It says once you get them all together, it'll help your project come along nicely.
What exactly is? And I'm like, okay, but what exactly is it that it's supposed to do in its whole state?
The answer to that is in what you're attempting to make. At Site B?
Site B, and I'm thinking, I'm trying to think about everything that I'm doing. I'm like, you're gonna have to be a little more specific.
Well, once you have this together, and you finally reach your destination, you'll want to put this in that body.
And then I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, how the hell do you know about that?
Do you say that? Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
He flashes a card at you. Now you guys don't see what's on the card. Matter of fact, Aaron, I'm going to message you what's on the card.
Okay.
Give me just a second here.
Are you doing it in the Discord, or are you doing it on a Facebook?
Messenger.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what you see a picture of. It depicts it in that photo on the card.
Okay.
And then he tells you, so as far as your role, that'll help you ultimately. And as far as how I know, because I know you're curious about that, he flashes another card. And this one, he makes sure is fully visible to everybody. And it's a picture of Maria. And you recognize a pin on her shirt that's shaped like a dragon's head, and he taps at it. He says, I've been watching.
What the frick? Oh man. I'm gonna have to transfer the whole damn thing.
And then he tucks it back away. He says, so I believe I've answered your question. And he turns to Ventus and he says, Son of the Iron Wolf, do you have any questions?
Man, I'm gonna be real. Do you know where my other half is?
Do I know? Yes. Can I tell you? No.
Why is that?
Because this is a journey you have to figure out on your own.
That's an acceptable answer.
I'm like, wait a minute. But what's the end game here? Damn it!
They're trying to fatten me up for the feed. Is what it is. They're trying
It's
to
not
make me stronger so they can take advantage of that. That's my opinion, anyways. That's the vibe that I get from it.
He looks at you and he says, no, not exactly.
Okay. So what can you tell me?
Yes, we need you to get stronger. Because the only way you're going to be able to merge half without your other half taking over is if you're stronger. Once you're one again, only one of you will still exist.
But I don't want to be different than I am now.
That'll be a choice that you must make when the time comes. The merge is up to you once time comes, but you will inevitably face that decision, whether you want to make the decision or not.
Will I still? I wonder. Will I still retain my memories? Will I Will I even have control after that? Like, will we be like a newborn baby? I don't know. I don't understand.
He says even time doesn't know the answer to that one.
Why did we get split in the first place?
You remember your recent foe?
So he knows about Nino.
Yep.
Knows about what he was trying.
Said Needle wanted your power and you had to be out of the way for him to take it.
Just want to know what led up to it. Maybe that'll help us move forward.
Oh, with Nino dead, forward is the only option you have.
So, what do you guys think?
But
He says,
okay, and so I'm sitting there for a second, and I'm thinking about everything that I know, and I'm thinking about him being in the same place with, what's your twin's name, Caius?
Yeah.
So I was thinking about Caius, and I'm sitting there going, and I'm like, and I'm trying to think about the fact that that he's watching him and watching him grow and everything, and all this other stuff. It's like, but so you're saying that only one of them will exist after this?
if they merge, yes.
But is that necessary in order to keep things from happening, or is that
To be 100% honest, we don't know. No member of the Eden Guard has ever been split. No member of our race has ever been split in two and become two independent personalities, but yet the same soul. This is a first. And as I said, even time does not know what the results will be. Whether they merge or don't merge is up to them. What happens is as unknown and unpredictable as a ripple in the water.
As the moons themselves. This entire world is gone from being a mystery to me to being the biggest conundrum of my existence, and Zane's just literally just kind of like, you see that blank look come across his face again as he's just talking about this, and he's like, the more that I've figured out since what is his freaking name? Since your
Uprahora?
blacksmith. No.
Oh, the blacksmith?
Yeah, Soros, something like
Sombros.
Sombros.
that. Ever since Sombros has infused me with that knowledge, I've been discovering what I've come across. It's beginning to irk me that I'm so close to understanding it and yet still so far away.
Says, he looks at you and he tells you, once you've achieved what you're attempting, you'll understand all of it. You will no longer wonder.
Then I'm just thinking about everything, and there's no time.
Correct. Time is of the essence and unavailable at the same time.
The biggest illusion and travesty of it all.
And he turns to Lons and he says, the excitable one. I know you have questions as well, possibly.
I only have one.
And?
If I were to tell you about a place, a dark cathedral adjacent to a graveyard, very dilapidated. Does this place sound familiar to you? Have you seen a place like this in your travels?
Gothic, lampposts, hasn't been maintained in probably a few millennia.
The very same.
That was once a cathedral. To me. It's where I would come and visit people.
It was your cathedral?
Yes.
What was it for?
People would bring gifts for the Eden Guard, and I would bring those gifts back to our home.
So this
Since the
world once worshipped you as gods.
You could say that.
Is it still functional or is it defunct?
I have not been there in quite some time. However, I believe one of the pieces of the artifact that you need is there.
And where
You'll need to go to the
is-
island. You'll need to go to the island of Whitewood.
Why would?
Whitewood.
Well, why would I go there? Sorry.
Why would you go
No.
there? Because there are vampires, there are ghosts, there are undead.
Sold! Wait, what?
I'm sorry, you want to go to a place with all that shit?
I don't know, man. Sometimes I just be saying stuff.
If you want to
Um,
complete your artifact, yes.
And then I look at him and I'm like, we were told something about there being a fae there.
If there's a fae walking in my cathedral, you have my permission to dismantle it. Level the whole cathedral if you have to.
You heard him. He said I could shoot it. He said I could. You heard
He
everybody
did.
here. Everybody
You very
heard.
much
I
did.
mean, yeah. I mean, all right. Yeah, cool. Let's go. What are we waiting for?
And I'm
Because
like,
you're gonna want to go. You're gonna want to go to the church on the grounds. That should be where your artifact is at. And then he turns to Tura. Says, "I'm sure you're quite curious why I'm looking for you."
Yes, indeed.
Your brother Andarin,
Of course.
many years ago, actually stumbled across me on a battlefield. Same side, not against one another. Your brother has an extra sense about him. Oddly enough, he was able to know what I am, not who I am, and swore an allegiance to me. Said if he ever found his brother, he would set his brother on a path to find me. And I hear that you have become quite the paladin.
Arch Paladin. Yeah, but yeah. But it's funny, and Dard never mentioned you.
He wasn't supposed to. He was simply supposed to set you on a path that was mine. That being said, when you find the crown, do not let it go on Ventus's head. I know you've been hearing that if you wear it, the power will transfer to whoever. It won't. The reason they've been trying to take you out is because you wear it. It loses its power. It becomes nothing but steel.
If I wear it,
You
The
will
whole world
obliterate
ends.
this world.
if I put
What
that
if we
crown
put it
on, the
on-
world ends.
Yeah. But what if we put it on your twin's head?
It will obliterate this world.
I don't even want to touch it.
So in other words, I need to put it on myself.
Yes.
If you would have said it will obliterate this world one more time, I would have laughed my ass off.
Right.
It will obliterate this world.
What if I put it on? It will obliterate this world.
I'm like, what about me?
You will know the proper time to put it on.
Sees world,
Well-
starts sweating.
I just hope it fits around my head.
It'll fit.
Oh yeah, it will.
And wait a minute. So time out. I'm trying to remember here, but whenever we stopped Nino and he became the kid, didn't he have the crown on him?
I could have swore he did.
I thought we had that already, technically.
Technically. He kept it with him. Y'all didn't take it from him.
I thought we did.
Nope.
I thought that was the one thing that we did do.
Y'all made an agreement with a half dragon to allow him to take the child and train him.
Mm-hmm.
They're protecting it. You know that you guys know that Carlos the Conqueror is looking for it. He's trying to get it back.
So we were trying to keep it away from him, so he'd have to
Yeah.
literally leave the continent in order to be able to find, or leave the islands in order and go to our continent in order to be able to find.
Yeah, and you know
Unless
that,
they traveled here.
right? And you know that you were sent here to get this artifact for some reason, but you didn't know what the purpose of the artifact was. You now know
Mm-hmm.
because it's going to be needed. Turok will know when to put it on when the time is correct.
Right.
And Turok, I will send that. I will send that to you when the time to put it on is.
All right.
But he continues on to tell you the next time you see your brother, be sure to tell him I said hello and thank you for his loyalty.
One more question.
Go ahead.
Did you arm wrestle him?
Bro, that is literally gonna be what I was gonna ask after the conversation. After we started walking away, I was gonna turn around and be like, "Hey, real quick, bro, you
He
like
said-
read my mind."
He holds up the palms of his hands and you don't see any marks. And he goes, "How many scars does your brother have?"
Son of a bitch, really wanted to beat him.
Mm.
Another question. When's the last time you had stone skin wine? I still have some left.
From behind his chest plate, he pulls a bag that's hanging on a thick chain, and he uncorks it and takes a swig, and he goes, "Just now."
Yeah. I'm pulling my joke. I like
Alright.
this guy. He's cool.
We are going to take a quick 10-minute break, and then when we come back from the break, we will continue forward. Before we do this, he's going to tell you, I can get you to Waywood in an instant, and I will close the door behind you. I will know when you've gotten your artifact, and I will open the door to bring you back.
Alright, quick question. Can you teach Ventus that little teleport trick?
No.
Worth a shot. Sorry, Ventus.
And when he says no, he fans out a deck of cards. And then does a quick jerk of the hand, and you see them fold back into a solid deck and disappear.
I was gonna ask if I could do an Arcana check on them cards.
Sure.
I want to see if it's a magic item.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Many things. Jesus Christ! I swear
Or
to God,
if
if it's a
it's-
deck of many things, I'm gonna be pissed off.
Probably.
What was that? Investigate or what was it?
It's gonna be a knowledge arcana check.
Yeah, it's going to be a knowledge
Yeah.
arcana.
Oh yeah, duh.
I do the same thing.
Just let's see.
Hey.
Skills. Arcana. 19.
Okay. You can tell
got
that
an
it's
18.
definitely heavily magical. It gives off a very heavy custom rune vibe.
Mm.
Like he made this deck himself.
Can I tell what the runes are?
Interesting.
You know that it is a mixture of every possibility.
Every like combination possibility.
Yep.
Oh
Hmm.
boy. Oh boy. you open up a whole other thing for Zane now. Just letting you know.
His thing's gonna be in his lab.
Forget the spare. I got a deck of cards to work on here.
Yep.
So
That's
gonna
funny.
go beyond that now.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna take our 10
So we're
minute
gonna-
break. We'll be
Yep.
back. We'll be back in about
We'll
10
be
minutes.
back shortly.
At 9:45. We'll be back at 9:55.
Yep.
Yep.
argument every single thing he said. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. Being stupid, bro.
Oh man, you gotta love it.
Bro, it felt so good. And then I said, I said, you wanted me to pull up? Well, I pulled up. Where you at?
Right?
He ain't said nothing, but that's funny.
Oh man. All right. So he told you he can get you guys where you need to go on Whitewood. You guys are still sitting at the table. What are you guys doing from here?
Obviously, we need to prepare if we're gonna go to this place. So I'd like the opportunity to, if you'll allow us some time, I'd like the opportunity to prepare for this. To just jump in and go somewhere. I mean, like as much as we, need to get.
What kind of prep are you trying to do?
Need to make sure that we have plenty of healing items, things that can
Food,
combat
water.
against what you were talking about, like what vampires, undead. I need to have the stuff that I need for that. And so I need to go through here and see what all we've got on this ship in order to be able to fuck that shit up. I mean,
Okay.
prepare for the situation.
He tells you, I'll give you 15 minutes. Time is of the essence. And as you said so eloquently earlier, you have no time.
And so, like, you see, like, Zane not even saying anything else. He just stands up from the table. All right. And he walks up. He is on his way to go and take care of this shit. I don't know what y'all are doing, but that's what I'm doing.
Alright. Hans, what are you doing?
I am already sharpening my axe.
Alrighty. Durak?
I'm heading to the bridge or communications to see if I can get in contact with the with my wife and let her know where we're going.
Okay. Remember, both your wives are actually on the ship.
Oh, they are? Oh, that must have slipped my mind. Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to try to find her and let her know. And see if she wants to come along or not.
Okay. Well, when you find her, you tell her about everything, and she tells you, I'm here to help in whatever manner I can. However, I cannot interfere in your personal events. You can keep an eye on the ship for Zane. I can keep the crew safe, but I cannot join you on the ground. Father forbids it.
Alright. Just would love to fight by her side one day.
She looks at you with a smile and said, "Don't worry, that day will."
Is it bad that I'm kind of wishing soon?
Says no. I'm hoping soon as well.
Alright. Well, do you mind telling Ashura where we're going as well, relay info to her? So
I will definitely take care of that.
okay. Thanks, babe.
She leans over and gives you a kiss on the cheek, slaps you on the ass, and walks out the room.
Ooh.
Damn.
I
Ventus?
start to walk up, I look back, wink at her, and keep going.
That bad. Yeah, I run right behind Zane. I'm like, all right, let's double team this. What do we need?
I'm like,
Poor choice
and
of
I'm
words
like,
after
what
that.
No, it wasn't. It was on purpose.
I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to the lab. I need to make sure that we have plenty of things of holy water, and I need to make sure that we have torches and things of that nature, anything that we have that can actually give us light. I need to make sure that we have. I need to make sure I have my bullets. I need to make sure I have plenty of my bullets, and I'm also thinking about bringing along my new little invention, but I'm really not sure I should right now.
Well, I could run to the kitchen and see if they have water. If you know somebody that blesses water.
Actually, we should have some of the holy water in our inventory because we wanted to make sure we had some for the war chest.
How long does it take to bless water? I don't have time to think about that. Let's go.
You don't have enough time to get any holy water made.
Yeah, I was like, how long does it take? Yeah. No, I don't have time to think about it. I gotta go.
Great thought, though. I'm not gonna lie, that was a great thought.
I run to the kitchen and I pack some. I look to see if there's any food that I can pack, so I can pack a food sack, like food and water for each of us.
Okay.
Because I don't know how long people want.
One of the kitchen staff is in there, and they're helping you load up some block rations. It's kind of like an elven ration. You just need a few bites out of it to take care of you pretty much for the day. He grabs a wrap and puts about 20 of them in a wrap, folds it up, ties it off, and sticks it in the bag for you.
Awesome. Thank you. We appreciate it.
And then reaches over and he grabs a bag of it's just a giant water skin full of water, and he grabs another one of wine and says, you never know when you're going to need it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's good looking out, man.
Alright, and Zane?
We appreciate it.
Zane's in the lab. He is stocking up on his bullets, including his new web bullets. They're fine.
Ah, okay.
And I am going to check in with my teams, telling my research team to keep looking after the artifact that we already gathered, bringing them the other piece of the artifact that I have, and saying, figure out how those two fit, and then going to the other team that's currently working on the adaptations for the sprite.
Okay.
And checking in with them and telling them to keep doing what they're doing as far as making the apparatus less explodey. Then I'm going to go and check in with the inventory guys and see how many is it files or is it bottles of the holy water that we have?
Vials.
Just vials? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm going to check in with them and see how many vials of this holy water we have.
Okay.
And
He gives a quick count and he says, we've got about 15.
okay. And then I think for a second, and I'm like, I need you to load those up in this, and I go and I grab this. Have you ever, you know those little balls that like expand out and come back in, like the little, like
a puffer fish?
Toy balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, them little toy balls. Well, like I'm picturing this apparatus, right, that kind of does the same thing, but it does it like with a file holder.
Wait, say that again?
So, like it's like an accordion based like little file, like a file stand that can actually expand and contract.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to say, and I'm like, load it up into this, and so that way I can put all the files, whatever you call them, together,
Okay.
And I can compact them down and place them in my artificer's pack.
Okay. Lons, while you're sitting there sharpening your axe, Uprahora is fanning through his deck of cards. And he grabs one and he slings it at your axe and bounces it off of it and catches it. And he does this a few times while you're sharpening.
Can I ask why you're throwing cards?
He goes, well, you're trying to sharpen it. I'm just helping. Roll me a perception check.
I really need these cards. I really need these guys. This guy's about to turn me into Gambit, I swear. I've got ideas, okay?
We're going to do a pass of 16.
Okay. So you see a very faint red glow run down the edge of the blade every time he bounces the card off of it.
Right.
He says, how sharp are you trying to make it? As he continues to bounce a card off.
Well, I don't want to swing twice.
Oh. He freezes the card in mid-motion, dissipates it in the air, grabs another card, and throws it at your axe. And it almost looks as if it imbues itself into the blade on impact.
Interesting.
He says, that should do the trick.
Did it make it purple? Did it make it purple?
No. But what it did do is it's going to give you a +2 to your attack. And it's also going to give you a +2 to damage.
Well, that's kind of handy.
There you go.
He starts thumbing through his cards again. He goes, you're a bard, right?
That's correct.
You want to see another trick?
Yes, I do.
He starts flipping the deck in his hand between his claws. Then he separates it into 2, then he separates it into 3, then he pulls them all into 1, and he pops a single card up the middle. And he slams the card against his head. And you see your mother sitting in front of you.
Out of nowhere.
And she's staring at you in absolute confusion. And then she starts looking around the room. Where am I?
Try to check to see if she's real, and I put my hand on
Okay.
hers.
She says, Lons, is that really you?
Oh, it's definitely me. Just trying to figure
Oh,
out
you?
if this is the real you.
Yeah, is it really you?
Are you
I was-
you?
I was just in your sister's shop, putting up the inventory. And now I'm... Where am I?
I don't know. I guess some asshole decided it was going to be better for you to be here than to do your job. So, surprise!
Surprise
Welcome to
indeed.
Guys Ago.
She gets up to start looking around and kind of see almost like a shudder. Like her in your vision looks like her whole body kind of shudders. And she's like, oh, this must be temporary. Where are you heading?
Heading to Wildwood.
I'll let your sister know that you're safe and where you're heading.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank whoever brought me here. And as she
Oh.
says that, she disappears, and he's sitting in front of you, flipping through his deck of cards again.
I
He
have
goes, how'd you like that trick?
That was super interesting. Did you choose who you brought here?
I did.
I don't understand how you have that kind of control.
He fans out the cards. You see the palm of his hand go completely wide, and he's got all the cards completely fanned out, sitting against his palm, without actually holding them. And he tells you, I know you know about runes, obviously, 'cause that's what this world works on. And he starts waving his hand back and forth. He says, my particular skill allows me to make whatever I want for whatever purpose I need. I have 100% control over all rune abilities. In a way, you can say I am the living essence of runes.
Seems a little bit arrogant to say that.
It's only arrogant if it's false.
I suppose.
He says, I've got one more trick for you.
I swear to God, if
This
you bring
one-
any of my girlfriends in here, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
He goes, he closes the deck and grins. Nah, that would be too easy. There's a few that would love to say hi, and he lifts 3 cards with his fingers.
God damn it.
He says, no. I wouldn't. I would, but I won't do that to you. Not with such a critical situation about to happen. He says, no, the one more trick is going to be what I like to call the 8. And he slides you a card, and it's completely blank. He says, if you find yourself in a predicament where nothing you're doing is working, put this to your forehead. It'll reveal what it is, and you'll know exactly what it can do. Don't tell any of your friends about it, though.
Oh, I'm not.
The sage looks like he's licking his chops to get at my deck of cards.
Yeah, his search for knowledge is kind of sexual in nature.
You.
I believe it.
Fuck you.
See?
With that, he stands up and he says, time's up. And he slings a card off to the left, and a portal opens up. And you can see a gate through the other side of it. And I'm going to have to drop your tokens on here so you guys can actually see this. Make sure you refresh here in just a moment. I'll tell you when. Alright, go ahead.
How much are we supposed to see?
Just what's around your character.
Okay.
So, in front of you, actually, this is what Lawns is seeing right now. You guys haven't seen this yet. You haven't gotten to the room. Try refreshing again and let me know if you guys see everything.
I mean, I still see the same shit.
Yeah, same
It's
thing.
still black outside of your view. Alright, give me just a second. Try doing a refresh. So for those of you watching, this is the Foundry program. It's got some little tidbits that are a little difficult to work with on occasion, so bear with us. You guys still seeing just black in
Yeah.
front of you?
Same
I'm
thing
not.
for me.
I mean, I see the surrounding area, but just not the whole map.
Yeah.
What about... Oh, no, that's definitely not the right one.
Yay for learning curves. Why can't I just
Yeah!
Yeah, every time he
Try it
loads
now.
new.
Refresh.
Yeah, there
Okay.
it is.
So, Lons, this is what you see through the gate. And as the rest of you approach, you see Lon sitting at the table with his axe, you see the portal, and you see Uprahora standing next to it waiting for you. It says the time has come. Go find your next piece.
Alright.
I draw my spear, got my shield up, and I walk through.
I've got Zane there, and he's kind of in his modified armor, and he's got his void breaker, and he puts it in his holster, and he's got his artificer pack over the other shoulder, and he's clasped that together around the front.
Alright.
And he kind of looks at the portal, and he's just like, I've got to figure out how to make that work. And then you see him look at Uprahora, and he's like, thank you for your assistance.
I just hope you succeed.
And I'm like, you're not the only one. And then I just kind of walk through the portal.
Alright. Lons, Turok, Ventus.
I've already walked through.
Alright, Ventus. Oh, you don't have to move your token, I'm just asking it.
Oh.
Do you walk through the portal?
I
Yeah.
misunderstood you.
Ah, okay. And Lons, I'm assuming you're going through now as well?
Yep.
Alright. So now that you guys are here, you recognize this, Lons, from your visions. You have options of where to go, and currently we're standing on a street in front of a massive building. And you can go left or you can go right. Where would you guys like to go?
I'm gonna inspect the building itself and see if there's any writing on the towers or anything like that I can get a sense of what all this is about.
Okay.
So I'll kind of be here-ish.
Alright. So as you're looking at it, you can definitely tell these buildings are very, very old. You don't really see architecture like this anymore. It's somehow... It looks as though it might predate any known designs.
Yeah.
The materials are not familiar to you.
Okay. Nothing written down in any kind of language.
No, there's no writings on the wall on this one.
Okay. I'm like, well, guys, I guess. I mean, at least from everything that I'm seeing, this is literally prehistoric, as in this is before known history.
This is wild. I'm just like awestruck at what we're seeing.
Yeah.
How did this place hold up?
And I'm looking at the materials.
So you know that these, like I said, you know these materials aren't of this world, but they have a familiarness to them from the knowledge scratching at the back of your head that this is probably materials from Oprahura's world. And you kind of assume that the only way this could have survived any kind of catastrophe is if it wasn't of this world.
I think literally the material that it's made of is not able to be affected by the elements and things of our world. So that's my understanding, is that this place is literally made of things that aren't from our planet.
So will you guys be going up or will you be going down?
Say hook a left.
At the left, so you're going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're out of here.
See me turning my token.
Yes, we see.
Alright. So going to the left. I'm going to drop you guys all in here.
Sorry, wrong person.
How do you rotate?
So
Hold shift
click your
down.
token,
Yeah,
Yeah.
click
Alright.
your token.
hold shift, and A turns them left, W turns it up, D turns it right, S turns it down.
Ah. Neat.
And you can also use WAS and D in order to move the token this way, that way.
Yep.
I'm gonna do a perception check down the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll join. Why not?
Alright. 16? Okay, so as you're looking down through it, aside from lighting the
I got
papers,
27.
27, nice. You see that there's a glow coming from around the corner that is casting a shadow from something. You really can't tell what the shadow is, but it almost looks human-esque in appearance.
Okay. Let me ask you a question real quick.
Mhm.
Radiant damage does some damage to the undead, right?
Yes.
If I remember correctly. Okay. So, you're gonna see Zane kind of pull out Voidbreaker and open up the cylinder, and you're gonna watch him open up the pouch that's on his right hip, and pull out a quick loader, and it's full of the purple bullets that's going into the gun.
All right.
That's another thing I needed to ask you.
Okay.
Last time, my gun, we talked about Voidbreaker, and that the reason it can do 2d8 damage is because it fires 2 bullets
Yes.
at the same time.
Yes.
does that mean that both bullets each get the spell power?
Attached to them?
Yes.
Yeah, it's whatever spell's attached to those bullets.
Okay. So instead, because
You haven't been adding both, have you?
it's 6d6 per bullet.
God damn.
This is a damn good gun.
12 per shot guaranteed.
12d6 per shot.
But he has
no,
to
that's-
hit.
Plus
that
the damage
minimum-
of the bullets.
A minimum of
I have to hit.
12. Jesus.
Yeah.
Exactly. I forgot to add that other 66 in there. So
Yeah.
Baylor should have been like dead, but I guess it's good. Anyway, now we know at least that the undead are not going to be liking me at all.
No, they're not. But anyway, back to what you were asking about what you see. You see that. You do see... I don't know if you guys can see my mouse moving on the screen.
Yes, sir, we can.
Oh, good. So right here on this column, you can kind of see some unknown writing. Ventus, the writing looks familiar to you.
Not me though.
I see it. What does it say?
Well, I said it looks
Right.
familiar. I didn't say you could read it.
Okay. Shoot.
Do you want to attempt to read it?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
All right. Give me a knowledge check.
Okay.
What would that be? Knowledge history or history?
Knowledge
or-
language.
Well, that's not language. Do we have language? We don't have a language skill. Got history, insight, religion.
You might be able to use religion.
I would have
Seeing
thought
as you know that this temple is built in honor of someone not of this world that was worshipped as a god.
Hold up. Your
7.
your intelligence history check measures your ability to recall lore about historical events, legendary people, ancient kingdoms, past disputes, recent wars, and lost civilizations.
Okay, that's history. What about religion?
And religion measures your ability to recall lore about deities, rites and prayers, religious hierarchies, holy symbols, and the practices of secret cults.
Okay, that's the one you're gonna need. Religion.
Okay. Since it is a fucking cathedral, makes sense. Can I do this too, or is it just him?
Sure. You sure can.
That's motherfucker. I want to know. I'm always wanting to know. Oh, never mind. Nope. I ain't gonna know shit. I'm gonna have that's an 8 total. Damn. I really wanted to know. It's a little outside my wheelhouse.
So what you got, Ventus?
Oh, I got a 17.
17?
Nice.
All right.
The fact that you're
Says
gonna
it-
more than is gonna irk him.
When you're looking at it, you recognize some of the words on it, and you immediately recognize Uhura's name.
Her
You essentially assume that it, with the few words that are on there, that praise Uhura, praise Edengard, thank you, protection. These are the words that you that you are actually able to decipher.
So it says Edengard? You cut out a little bit on me.
Yes.
Okay.
It says praise Uprahora, praise the Edengard.
Okay. I didn't hear any of that. I heard Edengard. So praise what?
Uprahora?
Okay. Praise Uprahora, praise Edengard.
Yeah.
Thank you and something else.
Okay.
Thank you and protection.
Thank you and protection.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the words that you're able to decipher off of it.
Okay. So I relay that to the guys. Like, so Uprahora was. Wait, real quick. Did Zane ever mention out loud Uprahora?
He said his name out loud, and that's when
Yeah.
grabbed him by the jacket.
Right, but did we hear him say that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So I point out that it says you know, praise Uprahora, praise the Edengard, and I almost feel like I got chills from reading it. like
All right.
like goosebumps, but I don't know why. I don't understand.
Okay. All right, Longe, are you doing anything in this point?
I'm just kind of looking around and kind of piecing together the dream with what I'm looking at. See if I can get a juxtaposition of where I'm at.
So from the vision that you had, you know that somewhere in this area there is a shrine of some sort.
Okay.
The only part of the shrine that you remember is seeing an armored hand and the hand itself was
The hand itself is what?
clawed. It had claws.
Oh, buddy.
That's not freaky.
Could just be like a thing for Uprahora. Uprahora's dragonborn. They got claws.
Okay, well, that's the case, guys. If y'all happen to see any statue of any kind, let me know. It might lead me a little bit closer to where I was in my dream.
This is me, Zane, moving a little bit further down the way.
Okay.
And I'm gonna actually stop right here.
Okay.
Here. And be facing that way. And looking at this door. Is that door lead anywhere?
Okay, so when you look at it, it looks like the door has been permanently sealed.
In what way?
There's no handle on it. It almost looks petrified. Roll me
Get in this way.
give me a perception roll.
That's gonna be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You can kind of sense that this was intentional. Somebody or something sealed this off.
It's like, well, hopefully this isn't the only means of egress. Maybe we can check around the building and see if there might be another way in.
Alright.
Somebody, I let them know somebody intentionally did this. So it's either somebody didn't want anybody to be in, or somebody was trying to keep something in there from being out here. Do you guys want to bother with this story? You want to see if there's another way in?
I say we find another way in, if we can.
Ventus lines.
I mean, if they sold it, it was for a reason.
Alright, so you guys continue on to the end.
Yeah, I say we keep going.
Alright.
Like, what about? Oh, never. Okay. I guess that answers that question.
So, as you guys hit the end, you're now able to see where the light's shining from.
Okay.
Ooh, shiny.
Don't get up. I'm like walking behind him, like stop.
Don't
What?
trust anything.
Well, oddly enough, before you even say stop, Torok stops dead in his tracks. What you see is a statue of Uprahora lying on the hand that you see. You recognize, Lon. You recognize it as Uprahora, and you realize that the statue that you saw in your vision, the hand that you saw, was his, and his statue is actually laying on the ground. And in the other part of the statue, you see him. It's a depiction of a grouping of cards coming from the palm of the opposite hand, moving at another statue that's standing over him, trying to pierce him with a spear. The appearance of the other statue looks a lot like a Warforged.
Does that?
I wish I knew
some bells in my head.
more about Warforged. I wish I knew more about them.
What did you say, Zane?
I said that probably sets off some bells in my head.
Yep.
So is this ancient tech also? I wonder. Just speculate.
It's so Zane would know that this is not only ancient but recently discovered tech.
Because we actually fought a Warforged whenever we were in the thing. Remember, they were part of that.
Yeah, I do remember that.
The thing, the battle that I couldn't use my gun in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Zane, did you want to get a closer look at it?
Yeah, I do. I do.
All right.
So, move right up here. I'm gonna check. First, I'm gonna do a perception check to make sure there's no runes or anything on the ground that are gonna go off.
Okay. Give me your perception.
Could you have been more dumb?
Probably.
Can I go with my passive perception instead?
Yeah.
No. Fuck. Okay. 11.
Well, lucky for you, there's nothing on the ground.
Okay.
This is simply a memorial site.
Okay.
No traps have been set. Nothing ominous, aside from the fact that there's a warlord trying to kill Uprahara in this statue.
Right. And what about that spear itself? Does that spear look familiar to me?
Matter of fact, it does.
Oh,
Looks
no.
an awful lot like the one that you've been playing around.
Oh, no. So the warrior that I actually came across might have been one of the same guys. This is perfect.
Now roll me an inspection.
Investigation?
Yep.
It's an 8.
I'm actually kind of glad you rolled low,
Uh,
because that gives me something that I was hoping I'd get to do.
oh, great.
The three of you see Zane reach up and grab his head as he drops to his knees. Zane, when you grab your head, you have this intense feeling come, and a vision comes in front of you. And in front of you is an ancient warforged. And it's looking directly at you. It almost feels like you're actually there. In front of you is a chess set. And he moves a piece. And he says, "Time will tell, but it's your move." And he waves his hand. And the vision goes away.
And I guess the intense feeling goes away too.
The intensity's still there, because now in your head is a flood of knowledge. And the irony of what was said is that was the Eden Guard of Time,
Oh,
making
no.
the first move on a chess set and challenging you.
Gur is the shadow of games.
Challenging me to a game of chess? What do these pieces even do?
Now with that, you look at the statue again.
Yes.
It's him.
Who?
So the Eden Guard fighting.
Uprahora. He's
Oh,
fighting
shit.
Uprahora.
And I look at Ventus and you guys were totally screwed up.
Do you want to try to do a knowledge check to see if you get any more memories?
You talking to me or you talking to him?
You.
Yeah, sure. You want me to do for the history?
Yeah.
If this thing doesn't stop, it's a 13.
That'd be enough.
Okay.
So you get a glimpse of Uprahora and Time arguing with each other.
Does the name for the Time Lord? I'm gonna call him the Time Lord. Tell
Not yet.
Okay, not okay.
But you see him turn. You see him turn his back to, and Uprahora aggressively reaches over and grabs him by the shoulder, and he immediately throws an elbow in his chest, knocking him down, and aims the spear. And now you see that exact stance of the statue before you, and you hear Time tell him, "It is not yet upon us. Don't rush." And you hear Uprahora say, "If we don't find him, all is lost." And the memory fades.
Zane, you with us, buddy?
Zane's just gonna kind of be. He's definitely gonna have a cold sweat, and he's just gonna be like, "I'm right there. I know it."
Yeah, you're right in front of the statue.
And then I kind of shake for a second. And I look back at you guys, and I'm like, "No, And then I point to the statue and I'm like, Kronos, and I'm just trying to, I'm like waving my hand in almost confused fashion. The Lord of Time, and then I'm like, and then I'm like, this guy fought Uprahora, and I'm like, he's trying to tell him that there's something that they need to do but they say the Lord of Time is trying to caution them, tell them that they just need more time, or they don't need to rush. And all that Uprahora says is that if they don't find him, that all is lost. And I kind of point at Ventus, and I'm like, I think they were talking about you.
I mean, given what Uprahora told us, I assume so as well.
That's fucking bonkers.
Ventus, I'm not trying to make you think that I'm not trying to weigh you down with more than what you can handle here, but I need you to understand. When your father found you, I think that he might have found one of this world's Eden Guard. And I think that you and Kayat both are part of the same being that once was a part of this guard.
So that's a depiction of what Caius and I were before?
No. Uprahora and the Lord of Time are depicted here.
Okay.
And who's the third statue? Is there a third statue there? Or is that just part of this thing?
That third statue. Wait, are you talking about the top side, bottom, middle, right there, top side?
Yeah.
That's a it's like a pedestal for a book.
It's a pedestal for a book. And the book is there, gone.
The book is there. It's carved, but there's nothing carved into the book. It's blank.
I want to take a closer look at that.
Okay.
Because
why include it if it can't be blank?
Well, I mean, I guess it would be, it could just be symbolic, but I want to make sure that it's just symbolic. So I'm gonna be like looking at that book really closely, seeing if I can maybe I want to reach my left hand out to it, and I want to use my magical energy, and I want to try and infuse the book with my magical energy.
Okay.
And see if that does anything.
All right.
Just a little bit, not like everything. I'm not trying to overload.
Yeah. As you do that, that's perfect.
Oh, this is perfect. Okay, I like perfection. Perfection works. What?
You see 3 names vaguely appear, almost runically. Not etched, just kind of floating above the page. You see Bronius, Alistair, and Pharamond.
I've got to write this shit down. Hold on. Bromius.
Bronius, Bronius. Alistair, Alaister.
Okay.
Pharamond, Faramond.
A-M?
Yes.
O-N-D?
Yes.
Okay, Bronius, Alistair, and Pharamond.
Next to those names, you see next to Bronius says Autumn Cerberus.
Autumn Cerberus.
Altumbronius Cerberus.
Bronius, the Autumn Cerberus.
Oh, okay.
It's a title. Next to
Okay.
Pharamond.
That's a dope title.
Next to Pharamond, you see Discovery Guard. And next to Alistair, you see Riches Warden.
Riches? Or like R-I-C-H-E-S or R-I-C-H?
Plural. Plural. Riches Warden.
So the Protector of Autumn, like the season Autumn?
Yep.
So like the Protector of the Gate of Autumn, I guess. Or got Riches Warden, so I guess maybe like the Garden of the Treasury, or the Guardian of the Treasury. Discovery, which I guess just stops people from learning too much.
Kind of. So, Autumn Cerberus, this name kind of comes into recognition a little bit ahead from the knowledge that you've been given. Autumn Cerberus is a literal guardian. What it's guarding, you don't know. Pharamond, the Discovery Guard, is someone who is literally put in place to prevent you from finding a specific location. The location you're not really sure of. And Alistair, the Riches Warden, is in the very room the Autumn Cerberus is protecting.
And I guess he's guarding those riches.
Yes.
So those two are gonna be fucking beasts. And that guy trying to stop them from discovering where it is. I bet you they're all protecting basically that location. They're pretty much in charge of that.
Yep. Do you want to push a little bit harder?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and infuse it with even a little bit more magical energy and see if it goes.
Okay. You see two more names.
Oh boy.
Noda Yavasor.
Spell
Noda. Noda.
Mhm.
Vavassor. So Noda Vavassor. Two separate words. That's one name. The other one is Andras, Andras, Lackwood, Lackwood.
Okay.
No knowledge comes to you from those names.
Okay. Question marks beside them. I am going to make some. So I'm assuming that those first three names are basically coming to my mind, and I know the titles and everything they're about, and that means that they're names of the Eden Guard that I've remembered.
Yep.
Or
Yes. While you're having this memory, I need everybody else to give me a perception to see if they notice.
13.
13.
Yeah.
All right. Tura.
15.
All right, and Lons.
I got a 10.
10, and just enough. You hear from behind you. I see you found the statue. And the voice that you recognize is Uprahora.
And I'm looking at him. Or is it him, or is it like a vision of him?
It's him. Uprahora proceeds to move towards you. And he reaches the top step and he sees it. Says, I see you have found the statue that, in my mind, is a sour memory. It shows my greatest weak point ever.
It's like you were in a rush to find him.
He turns
So
and he
we
looks
want
at
patience.
he turns and looks at Ventus and says, yes, I was.
And it's like, and then I sit there and I think about it. I'm like, and the Lord of Time was urging you not to rush.
Yes, and I'm glad he didn't.
Didn't
The
or
reason didn't. I'm glad he didn't let me rush.
Oh, okay.
He says, Aemon is very particular.
Okay, say that again.
Aemon?
Aemon.
Aemon. Eamonn.
I see.
He's very particular about when events unfold, and even when time is a necessity and of the essence, he refuses to let anybody rush it.
It just seems like he's got all the time in the world, doesn't he?
He has all the time in the world. He is time itself.
What can you tell me about Noda Vavasor?
Noda Vavasor?
And
Noda is a very talented necromancer. And if that name is on that book, he's probably here.
would explain the undead.
What was the other name?
Andrus. Blackwood.
A rogue and a thief. That means he's been through here too. Says, do me a favor, and whatever you did to see what's on that book, push a little bit harder and tell me what other names pop up.
So I actually pull my hand away from it for a second, and you see me like open up the arm. You see me like push like 2 different dials, and the arm actually opens up. And then I'm like grabbing one of the tools that are like located on the inside of it, like right here. And I just start making a couple of adjustments real quick. And if anybody's able to detect magical, like they'll literally be able to feel like the arm itself is becoming like more charged with the magical essence. I'm not supposed to do this unless I absolutely need to, but... And then I put the tool back in and I close it back up. And you see me put my hand on it. And then I close my eyes for a second, and then you can literally see the arm just start to get enraptured by like magical energy as I'm pushing it right into the book as hard as I can, basically.
As you do that, kind of a spectral appearance shows up between you guys, and it's just this long list. It's almost as if a page, a ghostly form of a page, appears in front of everyone to see and begins scrolling, and you just see thousands of names coming up, and all these names have lines. And it goes for several moments till it gets down to your names, names of the ones on this list that popped up that don't have a line through them, aside from the names that you initially saw.
You said our names were in it?
Yes.
So it's anybody who visits this statue.
It's like a guest registration? What?
Pretty much.
No. Come on. They can't be that simple.
It says, do you say that out loud?
You talking Turok?
Zane.
And I'm like, so wait a minute, is it like a guest registration?
Do you say it can't be that simple?
It can't be that simple.
Okay. He looks at it and he goes, actually it is. Sometimes simple is the most efficient, and nobody knows that they're being reported into that book when they come into my cathedral.
So why are these other names crossed out?
I would say they're dead.
And I mean, are the names still like, can I like scroll back through them?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go back through them, and I'm looking at literally all of these crossed out.
All of them, except for the ones you initially saw and your names.
And I'm like, who killed them?
Time.
And I'm
He
like,
walks over and takes a bit of a closer look at it. Turok, did you say time out loud?
Yeah.
Says no. This definitely wasn't Time's doing.
Well,
If you,
not exactly what I meant.
He says if you look at these are all unnatural deaths. Which means your necromancer has been feeding off their life. He's here.
I was just going to suggest that these were visited long time ago, and
they died of
whatnot.
natural causes or some shit. Come on.
And he says
not
it's
the natural causes were just the recent ones to visit after so long.
Yeah. He says I can see where you would assume that, and then he scrolls back down the list and shows the last 100 names just before yours. He says all of these have been in the last few months.
Oh.
And he stops at one particular name.
Cast Destroyer, Cast Destroyer, Cast Destroyer.
No.
You're hoping too much. And by the way, if that means that if that actually happened, that means that what's there now, whoever the Cast Destroyer is there now, is literally a walking undead. Let's not go there, please.
Yeah. So he goes, this one, Ramona, the language curator. She was way too young to have died by natural causes. She was only in her 20s.
So you're saying that one of your Edengard, one of you guys...
He says, oh, make no mistake. Those two are not Edengard.
Noda and Andrews aren't?
They're not Edengard. They're of your world. Says, I will leave you to it. You must find him post haste. If you don't find him, you'll never get your relic. Good luck. And I'll see you when you're finished. And he blinks away. And this is where we will end it tonight.
Sounds good. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight.
Thanks for cliffhangers.
Yeah, what a way to just say shit and then dip.
Right.
But I guess we'll be calling it a night, and we'll see y'all next Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Lons, you got anything special going on this week with your streams?
No, we won't be doing Throw in Hands, the semifinals, until next Saturday, which will be the
Next Saturday?
2nd of September. It's always going to be the first Saturday of a month.
Alrighty. So, for those of you that are watching tonight,
September 6th, my birthday.
yeah, I guess you're going to have to go. And
Hey, you're going to have to come celebrate. We be
So,
drinking.
for those of you watching, make sure to catch Go Hex's Gaming, I believe is what it is.
That's the one.
Make sure you catch Go Hex's Gaming in a couple of that. Lawns. Fences, aka Hololock. You got any specials coming up this week?
No, I'm just trying to make it through. I'm just trying to live. It's work has been killing me.
I think that's all of us.
So, like
I know.
I'm dying right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm dead. But
We feel you.
I do plan on streaming Baldur's Gate 3 whenever it comes out on PS5.
Alrighty.
So
And I do know that tomorrow night, NK Corvus, aka Zane, will be doing his stream tomorrow night. So you guys make sure to watch him at 8 p.m.
Playing some more Doom Eternal.
This Saturday, make sure to check out our YouTube channel. We got a couple videos that just went up for the podcast that you guys can check out, and we'll be working on some new content for you that'll be going up in a couple of weeks.
sounds good. Well, I appreciate everybody for
Any idea what we're playing for Friday?
Not yet, but I will post that up tomorrow.
I should totally play Texas Chainsaw Massacre, bro.
We might do that if it's cross compatible with PC.
It is. It's all
It
cross-play.
is.
Yeah.
Well, then we're gonna have to get a hold of Bacon Strips and let him know. So yeah, Friday night. It looks like we're doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It's gonna be horrible. I mean, great. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be horribly great.
Very, yeah.
Greatly horrible.
If you guys get a chance and you're free Friday night, jump into the chat and join us that night. We'd love to have Go Hex and Hololog bullshitting with us during that stream.
I might be there.
8 to 11.
have to check it out, brother.
Alrighty.
Anyways, love y'all. I hope y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all next week.
Mañana.
Bye-bye. Alright, good stream, boys.
Yeah, I wanted to leave this one on a bit of a cliffhanger.